Okay, we're gonna cut the intro short today because we just had a false start. Silly me, forgot to even turn on a microphone. So, anyways, we got afternoon tea, Moroccan mint. We're gonna work on a perfume that I started last night. I should figure this streaming thing out sooner than later. Anyways, let's start off with the scent of the day. We're gonna do Centauri perfumes. This is a fragrance from the Fragrance View guy. I forget his name now, but he's a cool guy, and he does educational YouTube videos, and he does reviews, and he has his own line of perfumes. I'm really impressed with the packaging. It's a gorgeous bottle. The cap is amazing. The presentation on this is just fantastic, and the juice is really good. Oh man, this is kind of, I mean, I would call this a challenging perfume. It smells great, and if these are the notes that turn you on, then you will love this. And I really like it because it has lots of violet, orris. He says it has orris in it, but it's very honeyed, hay. It's very earthy but soft. It's not too dirty. It's very nice. It's a great perfume. It's definitely a daytime perfume though. I mean, yeah, if a summer evening maybe, but it's quite, it's a big perfume. So I think that if you wore it on a hot day, it would overwhelm. But Centauri perfume Gaia. I didn't even tell you the name of the perfume Gaia. He has 3 different lines, and this is from the present. He has a future line and a past line, and this is from the present in the white bottles. Beautiful presentation, great juice. I couldn't be more impressed with his perfumery. He's really talented, and I'd love to try more of his stuff. I didn't get a sample set. I think at the time the sample set was sold out because he was just unveiling his perfumes, and you know, I wanted to get my hands on a bottle, and that one seemed, well, it was the only one that was available at the time because he had, in his past line, he had, I think, something that was maybe oud based, or it had oud in it, and everyone was interested in that. A lot of oud heads in the fragrance community. So I am one of them, and that is the subject of today's live stream. So we got this very special oud. I don't know where I put it now. Because I have a little bottle that I wear. This is one of my favorite ouds. It's from Bhutan. It is wild oud wood from very old trees. Most of them were already fallen. They were moribund trees that had already fallen. Wild wood collected from the forest floor. So this is a really special oud. It's called Oud Drace, and it is really stinky. It's really stinky. And this bottle that I have is actually a filtration. I don't know if it'd be hard to see, but if you see the bottom, there's some white sediment, or light colored sediment. That's actually the goo ball of the oud. And I was looking for this bottle earlier. My workspace is an utter mess because I was working on a perfume last night with some friends, and I just made a mess of my workspace. So But anyways, I have this bottle and there's a label over it, and without a close-up, I really wouldn't be able to show you what I'm talking about. But this oud, before it was filtered, was just so thick with goo ball that it was almost like, it wasn't oud, it was like a bunch of wax at the bottom or whatever goo ball is made of, but it's not exactly oud oil. So there was a very small yield from this particular batch, and I got a lot of it. So I'm really happy that I have this. This is perhaps my favorite oud. And so we're going to use it today. I want to quickly bring up our overhead and make sure everything is kosher here. We're gonna, like I said, my space is a complete mess, but that's not gonna stop me from making perfumes. And of course, I forgot to grab the proper pipette, but we're just gonna go ahead and start with 5 mils in this cup. I guess I was gonna use these bottles, but I grabbed the cup before I thought about it. So we're going to just do it in this cup and then move it around. I believe that I actually have all the elements at hand to do a little filter job. So we're gonna maybe get through this and filter it. I have the formula that we're working off of, and I just want to do a couple things to this perfume to make it really take it to the next step. Now we have a lot of ingredients. This might be a two-parter. This is, we're gonna actually overdose this because yesterday we were playing with it and we used 2 drops, and then we had to just make everything go on overdrive to keep up with this oud because it's a very strong oud. It's so good. It's amazing. Now, you might notice I have my Twitch-friendly cutting board here, and the reason why I chose Peter from Fragrance View. I chose his fragrance for the scent of the day is because he suggests in one of his videos that you gotta have a cutting board to work on so you don't spill all your oils over your wood table. But I have already spilled over my table, so it's kind of just ironic gesture that I got a purple cutting mat. Anyways, excuse me. We got this oud in here, and we're gonna just load up with as much stuff as possible as quickly as possible. I don't have any good tools out, so and this is easy, so I'm just gonna throw in 0.2 grams of this ambroxan to start the party. And then we're gonna get some coumarin going. We're also gonna put 0.2 grams of coumarin in there. I'm just gonna use this little smelling strip as a scooper. Because it is kind of easier to handle those ambroxan crystals by hand, but grabbing powders and stuff is a little bit more difficult. Usually I have some tools out, but I've been a little bit behind on doing the maintenance around here. So This is going to take a while, and I promise I won't do clink, clink, clink with the glass on glass mixing. But those, oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. In the end, we only used 2 drops of that oud in our perfume, and by the time we were done, it almost disappeared. So I just thought that if we put one more drop of that oud in, it'd probably make it really great. Not that what we did wasn't great, but I just want to smell something, some iteration of the perfume we were working on. So I put a drop of benzaldehyde in there because that's on the list, and I'm just building this up from the ingredients I see right in front of me because you know, I basically remember the formula pretty well, and I can 1, 2, 3, 4 drops of ISOE Super. Oh no, I didn't bring a trash can in here. So anyways, we're gonna also get this clear wood going. So, we just do 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if we need to add more of that, but oop, I got a drop on my hand. Anyways, I'm gonna look it up to make sure. Clear wood 4. Yep, good. We're good on the clear wood. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, if we can find it, the patchouli fractions. So we kind of reinforce that clear wood with a couple drops of patchouli fractions. And we were doing a lot of I basically don't want to change much at all, except for the addition of that oud. Okay. Oh, that's 4. I should have been narrating. That's 4 drops of the lavender absolute. And you'll see why. That's really an attempt to balance things. I put, we got to put 4 drops of this. I think it was 4 drops that I put in here. 4 of the sandalwood CO2 extract. So we kind of have some sandalwood on top and some sandalwood on the bottom. And I really like that. We were using, instead of just straight sandalwood, we were using this maceration that I made of sandalwood. I believe it's from Indonesia, and Bahamian ambergris. And oddly enough, that's enough to make it smell like sandalwood. I guess the ISOE Super probably lifts it a bit, and then, you know, the sandalwood on top is really forward. And we were also adding lots more ambergris. So I have this Scottish ambergris. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I put 6 in that. It wouldn't harm anybody to put more in there. But I kind of want to keep with what was going on more precisely. So I put more of the Bahamian ambergris. This is just a tincture I made. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just wanted to give it more ambergris, and you know, it really, that even though we put a lot of ambroxan in there, you can still smell the character of the real ambergris. I mean, maybe the oud kind of amps up that ambergris, because the oud is definitely animalic, that Bhutanese oud. Bhutanese oud is generally differently animalic from, say, a Assamese oud, which is usually the, you know, the stinkiest of the stinky. Speaking of stinky, yesterday I made this tincture with the rest of my civet paste. I'm liking that little bottle. Okay, so back into it, I used some of my my grain tincture. I actually should have zeroed this. Or wait, did I? Yeah. Oh no, I just put 4 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is approximately 6/100th of a gram, which is perfect. And we need the, I hope I didn't get those hidden away somewhere. I'm gonna have to look through my, oh, here we go, perfect. This is, I'm gonna try to pronounce it correctly. Acetanisol. Anyways, it smells faintly of anisette. It's a little bit different than like a star anise. You know, whatever. It's kind of, I thought it had like a little candied vibe to it. We gotta add a lot more than that. So I'm just scooping this out with my little smelling strip here. Trying to get big scoops with the little end of the smelling strip. I gotta put a lot more in there. Let's keep going. I guess I should just keep going. I probably put too much there. No, almost just enough. That's not enough. Okay, that'll be perfect. Rockin'. That is great. So the acetanisol crystals, I put 0.2 grams in there. And that's going to take a minute to dissolve because there was a big chunk I put in there. And also, we probably got to knock down a little bit of sediment off the walls of this cup. It's starting to smell really good. I'm starting to lose that oud again, though, but not as much. So we got all of that. We got all of that. We need to add our jasmine. We got a lot of jasmine going on in this. This is the jasmine Sambac. We're just going to put 2 drops of the Sambac in there. And then I believe we're going to put 4 drops of this grandiflorum. So initially we were trying to put some florals in there to kind of play nice with the oud, and we ended up putting just an incredible amount of jasmine in there, and it was like, whoa, this is a jasmine trip. And in fact, we sort of transformed it into something else completely with a couple drops here of Blue Lotus. This is Ensar's Blue Lotus. It is a bit more animalic than some of the Blue Lotuses I've smelled. It's really great though, because it has that soft, cool. I find Blue Lotus to be just a mellow floral. That smells great. And then we added 4 drops of heliotropin. And we also have, we have one more floral to go here. Because I'm just looking for it though. We have some here, so I'll use this. Ooh, give me a little swipe on there. This is Osmanthus. This is like thick and gooey, so it's like hard to even draw up into this. And it definitely will be part of the reason why this perfume needs to be filtered. Now, you know, I suppose common wisdom would assert that you should age the perfume a little bit, and common practice would be to, a lot of people actually freeze their perfume before they filter it. It seems like the particles come out a bit. We also had I want to say that we added vanillin, but we may in fact not have. I don't have it noted down. But I feel like we're lacking in the top end. Now, the one thing that we didn't do that I wanted to get to was I did want to put a little bit of citrus here on the top end. Just because that was a suggestion that was made. So, you know, I realize bergamot is kind of a filler note. So that's not going to do much. That's not going to do much, but I did want to add like some more citrusy character to the mix. And I swear Where's all that? Okay. Maybe yuzu is the ticket. I think we're going to try the yuzu. So, I'm just going to give it 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be too much. But, oops, dropped my notebook again. That's a common occurrence. I mean, that all depends on, I mean, it's really a question of relativity, really. Like, if, like, could those Blue Lotus and Osmanthus floral notes be sort of, they can behave as a top note if there's nothing more in your face above it. I mean, because we just have, we put chocolate in there. That's what, because we were trying to fill out that middle a bit, and we had put chocolate. I may have the chocolate out already, but chocolate is one of these bottles that are not exactly labeled. Nope. Always. It's not. You don't want to go for the sep when you're trying to find the chocolate. That is a mix-up. Okay. Hopefully we can find this chocolate, because I was looking for Chocovan last night, and maybe it might serve me. Like I said, I always get these great ideas during the stream, and I'm like, oh, I was thinking about that before, and it would be really ironic if I just found the Chocovan after searching for it, because I'm always searching for stuff. I should get a better organ going, but it's kind of fun to spin the wheel and possibly come across something that you didn't think of, and you're not looking. I mean, I guess I'm looking. I try to keep these organized somewhat alphabetically, but it's a mess, and that's exactly what happened last night. This chocolate is very viscous. It's like chocolate syrup without the sugar. One, two. Pretty sure I put 3 drops of this bad boy in. I took terrible notes, but we're in the ballpark, that's for sure. We're definitely in the ballpark. Okay, now this chocolate is just never gonna mix unless we mix it. So rather than using that one, I don't know which side I used. I'm just using that one. So I'm trying not to ring-ding-a-ling on you with the plastic rather than the glass mixing here. That's a good call. I mean, we could have just shaken it up in a bottle, but I'd rather have the opportunity now to filter this like I was saying, maybe it's wrong to just make a perfume and then filter it immediately. But we'll see if it still smells like chocolate after we filter it. Yeah, that really changes things. So basically all we did was add an additional drop of oud and the citruses on top. And that was 4 yuzu and 4 bergamot. Just because I wanted to make something a bit bright in the opening. Oh, we put isobutylvan in there too. That because that's how we didn't use the we didn't use any vanillin because we had put isobutylvan in here. 1, 2. I'm going to put 4 in, even though I have a feeling that I may have put 2 in. I feel very, very delinquent in my note taking, but because we have all those things that we were playing with a couple days ago, but I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, that definitely sweetens it out. And I think that I think I also used some of this Tonka Bean Accord from Perfumer's Apprentice. So I probably based it out really hard. I always do. When I'm just composing a fragrance, I don't really, respect the rules once I decide which direction I want to go with it. I just load it up wherever I load it up and then try to balance it out in the end. So because that's exactly how I lost the oud, by just building it out. And that oud is so strong that one more drop just makes it, noticeable. That much more noticeable, at least. So I'm going to go ahead and get our filter situation going. Now, a lot of times I do it the easy way, and I just cut the bottom of the coffee filter. And then other times, I'm going to feel like an idiot if I'm not prepared with this. Oh, of course, it's on my new cutting mat. So I have a filter we're going to use, and I like to just, cut like a rough circle of paper and fold it into a filter. What is it called? I forget that brand of coffee pour over that uses the folded filters. So you just kind of make, make a cone out of your circle. Hopefully that's deep enough. No, it's not. I gotta make the fold a little bit deeper. I figured out a way to cut it differently so that it would be easier to fold, but I guess I don't remember my techniques. Sorry, I really, I should have cleaned up my space before I went live, and I should have turned on the microphone before I went live, so I would have had no hiccups here today. So here in this totally messy space, we're going to go ahead and filter this. So right now I have a clean 5 ml pipette. I'm just going to wet down this filter paper with a couple drops of alcohol. And then I really need to get a close-up for you guys. But, oh shoot, I should actually knock down the sides. Okay, I'm going to put approximately 3 mil. Use about 3 mil to just knock down the sides. So we have about 8 mil of alcohol in. Okay, and so now I'm going to cap that alcohol so we don't get any contamination. And I am going to draw this up into my pipette as best I can and just start filtering. So I don't like to overfill the funnel, and if that funnel gets stuck, like wedged in the bottle, it might have a hard time exchanging the air from inside the bottle and let that juice just filter easily. And then if it's especially like when I use that jasmine concrete and the oud resin, it's just so thick with residue that sometimes it more slowly filters. But I'm thinking right now this is more a matter of, no, it's just slow. Sometimes I just lift the filter gently to knock the juice off the sides of the funnel. And so we're just gonna wait a second here. I'm gonna have some more tea while we wait for our juice to filter, and then we're gonna top that off with about, looks like we'll need about 2 or 3 mil to top it off. I may have put slightly less than 5 mil in the cup to get started, but you certainly don't lose a lot of volume from the filtration process. And it always just makes everything look crystal clear. So it really works. And it's kind of fun. I like filtering my perfumes. So it's odd that it went out of focus like that. So anyways, this is a bundle of fun to watch this drip, drip, drip. I don't know if there's any way to accelerate time in a live stream to get this going. But to review where we went with this, we did 3 drops of a really stinky oud. And then we just started adding 0.2 grams of all these powders. The ambroxan crystals, the acetanisol crystals, the coumarin crystals, and then we were adding basically 4 drops of this and 4 drops of that. And I didn't want to go overboard with the osmanthus, because last week I was going nuts with osmanthus, and everything was just dripping with our osmanthus. It was a little bit too much. So we're almost here at the end of our filtration. I'm going to really wait until we get most of this out. Nothing's going to make it go through there before it's time. But in the meantime, I'll get another pipette going here so we can just fill that up. That's almost done. And just going to knock down the last few drops there. And we're just going to fill this up to the brim. Hopefully our atomizer, I don't know what was happening with our atomizer the other day, because I believe it was working and then it just crapped out on us. That's the thing about cheap atomizers. That's the danger of having a completely messy workspace. You end up losing your cheap atomizer tops. I probably kicked it off, but next time you see me, this place will be all cleaned up and we'll be able to find the Chaka van, for heaven's sake. Okay, this is a strong one. Okay, this one works. Yeah. That's going to layer really well with our scent of the day, which was Gaia from Centauri Perfumes. So this smells good. I'm into it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed making this perfume today. And excuse me again for the hiccups earlier. And we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.